The Southern Sound Series is an annual event hosted by the Culture and Heritage Museums at McCelvey Center's Lowry Family Theater in York, South Carolina. The musical acts this year included Nikki Lane, the Steel Wheels, Mark O'Connor Band, and Rhiannon Giddens. While each of these well-renowned artists have developed a sound of their own, their music maintains its Southern roots.
We try to really focus our Southern Sound series on music that has connections to the Carolina Piedmont. For instance, this year we've got Rhiannon Giddens, who is from North Carolina, and she sings songs that, old tunes that really have a connection to the music of the Carolina past.
Well, it's always very exciting for me to come back to the Carolinas and to come back to the South, because the people in the audiences here have a slightly different relationship with the music than other people do. I mean, it's like, you know, my audiences everywhere are great and they respond in different ways, but the way that they respond in the South, of course, is a little bit more familiar to me, and it's always nice to feel like I'm coming home a bit, you know. Folk music is a very important, you know, kind of music to me, because it's one of the oldest kinds of music, and it's one of the ones that's really the closest to regular people. And I think what folk music is changes with time and with the transformation of culture and society, but it's still folk music, you know. And so I think that it's really important to stay rooted in that, you know, even as I sort of travel farther afield. I think that's always going to be what I come back to, because, you know, that's kind of where I live, is with like the regular people, you know.
Folk music is a staple in Appalachian and Southern culture, but has been able to transcend Southern boundaries and be appreciated all over the world. Not all Mark O'Connor Band members are originally from the South, but they still maintain a deep relationship with Southern sound.
I think we all kind of grew up playing it, learning it when we were kids. And also we all kind of come from family-oriented musician bands and environments where there were a lot of jam sessions and playing in the house. I think the idea that people can play Southern-based music from not only all around the country, but around the world, is an incredible opportunity for the world to share in the arts that the southeast of our country has produced. I mean, you know, this place was settled early on. I mean, the hoedown comes from here 400 years ago. The African American spirituals come from this part of the world. The blues, the early ragtime, which was originally called cakewalks, start in the 1830s in the southeast. So we really produce this amazing musical language. I think it's incumbent upon the musicians to make it our own. One of the things we do in music over the course of hundreds of years is just add our own stamp to it, develop it some, change some things, and come up with some new ideas.
The Steel Wheels share the sentiment: the authenticity in music is crucial.
I think it's important to us to be true to ourselves and the sound that we can make well. I could see a lot of styles of music that if we tried to make it, just wouldn't seem honest. Like, we're not going to do a full-on electronica dance album, because that wouldn't be us. Like, that wouldn't feel like it's coming from us. We don't ask ourselves and worry about, ooh, is that not bluegrass enough, or is that not going to fit for people? We're trying to make the music that feels true to us. And so if that ends up veering off the track of what other people define as bluegrass or old time or whatever it is, Americana, that people, consider us, then we're not going to worry too much about that if we're feeling like it's still who we are as musicians. Hopefully we can find new sounds, even if they're not like some brand new idea that no one's ever thought of. For us, it's new territory, and because we're discovering that in our own time and in our own experiences, it really is exciting. And I think that's what gets audiences excited. It's what gets the listener excited, is when there's a discovery happening.
Drove us mad, the life we didn't live together, and the love that we almost had.
I'm not too into, segregating different kinds of music or people, but sometimes it is good to all come together and sort of celebrate what it is that is, what it means to be Southern, what it means to make Southern music. There's a lot of people who like to say what the South means, and I don't always agree with that, so I think it's important to put out the other views, of the South, because the South is made up of a lot of different people with a lot of different opinions and a lot of different cultural, things that they bring to the table. So it is important to have a broad variety of what the South means, because it just reminds us that it's not a monolithic thing. It's a varied, very culturally vibrant place.
I think the series really impacts the community in a beneficial way. Here in York, South Carolina, we're in the same county as Rock Hill, but we're off the interstate, so the visitation out here is not quite like it is in Rock Hill or the Charlotte area. So the community really appreciates having high quality music and talent to come here.
This venue is a really, really warm sound, and you feel close to the people in the audience. It's hard for a venue to find the balance between, you want good acoustics, you want separation between the stage and the audience, but you don't want to feel too far away.
With the Southern Sound Series, it's very Americana folk string instruments. It's a very pure sound. I think that's one important thing with this venue and the acoustics and the Lowry Family Theater, is that it really, with the right acts and the right volume, I think that's what really people appreciate about the sound series, is that quality of sound.